rotate device back. So it wants it this way. Perf. Feeling a bit lonely. Oh my god, someone finally joined, right? So I'm kind of just like bored or whatever. And do you know, I kind of said to myself, I kind of want to do shit like that. So if you have any questions for me or anything like that, but if not, I I'm just gonna start absolutely yapping. And where is Nuggy? Yeah, fair. We have Nuggy here. My kid is here. Yes, this I somehow reproduced a rhino, which I don't know how, but do you know what? Family is family, love is love, blood is blood. Sure, look it, you know. But to be honest with you, I'm just kind of bored, so I thought I'd just hop on this. And someone did just not use brain rot to describe my lovely child, Nuggy. You should actually be ashamed of yourself. That's disgraceful. That's disgraceful. I might just leave. I might just leave right now. My son Nuggy is getting full on insulted here. Like that's horrible. Jesus Christ. I'd rather you insult me, call me every name under the sun, threaten to dox me, threaten to show up at my house and stab me, and just like that's disgraceful. I no. No, 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 nah, nah. You can insult anything, just not my kid. Nuggy's my kid. Why are we bringing reason to this? This is my kid, like, Jesus Christ, leave my poor kiddo alone, like. Hey, leave Nuggy alone, like, Jesus Christ. He's, I have his, like, the day I bought him or whatever, I have that down in my notes app. Generally, I have, like, such an unhealthy, what is this, a live nap? Kind of just, like, I'm bored, so if you have any questions for me or anything like that, but it's kind of a yap sesh. Like, I do have a video I need to that I need to like edit or whatever. So that will be leave him alone. I cannot tell if that's saying for me to leave the fella alone who's slagged Nuggy or to ever protect the Nuggy, but sure, look it. Either way, eh, I'm eh, I'm in the country. There's no need to try to figure out which part of the country I'm from. And another Donny just asked me, "Where are you? Where from Ireland are you?" Don't worry about such things. I just exist. I mean, sure, look, I barely even leave my house anyway, so, you know. Eh, Holland, no, Holland, yeah, I do in fact not live there, but sure, look at. Nah, yeah. That is a question I'm not answering. You can keep on shouting out counties, but I'm not going to say where, like, you can just waste your time or whatever, sure, look at. Up to you, like. Yeah, I don't know. Just wondering. Nah, like nah, I get it. Like, but like, it's also the type of thing where it's like, hey, nah, hey, I'm just a person. Like, I'm just for all you know, I could just be an illusion or whatever. Like, I just, who says I'm real? Who says I actually live? You know. But yeah, like I'm currently doing my leaving cert at the moment, so I just can't wait for that to be bloody over. Cause oh my god, it is. It's not even the actual exams themselves. It's just bloody depressing. Like it's fair depressing. Like it's English paper. The English exam went my way or whatnot. Like the one poet I knew, Bishop, came up, and I was like, I saw her there, and I was like, thank fucking god. And then maths, I'm bloody fucking ordinary level anyway, so I'm chilling for that. Like, but yeah, but yeah, well, I actually really want to get back into like poetry and like philosophy and stuff like that because it used to be like such a big thing, for me a couple of years back, you know, and yeah. Hey, you never know. I might start like just posting bloody fucking poetry on my community tab. You never know. Yeah. I actually really need to fix my caffeine addiction because honestly, I do not have the money right now to have a caffeine addiction. You know, and I refuse to drink coffee because my mum used to be absolutely obsessed with coffee. So I can't be obsessed with coffee. Like I might have the odd iced coffee. Where is your go-to restaurant? Fast food. I'm gonna be honest, whatever, like I'm a big fan of Chinese. Wherever there's a munch box. And I know that's the most like stereotypical Irish answer ever. But then like other fast food, can I be honest with you? I'm just a cheap cunt. Like whatever one gives the most food for the least amount of money I gotta pay. I like every single time I go into McDonald's, I'll only ever buy off like the Eurosaver menu. But yeah, just a local, preferably a Chinese, but sure, look at if after that cheapest chip around the place. There's no like certain establishment. Like I mean, like McDonald's. Yeah, no, like yeah, I mean McDonald's is nice, but like I'm not gonna go around saying like, oh, McDonald's is my favorite. Like, you know, there. I'll tell you what ones I don't like. Like I don't like Burger King. I don't like supermarkets. I suppose if you're going like franchises and mainstream ones, McDonald's probably be my favorite. But I'm more of a fan of like local ones. But sure, look at yeah. How about you give us a province? No. Nah. How about no? Eh. Who even says I'm alive? Who says I'm real? Who even says I live in a county? I could live in the Aran Islands for all you know, and I don't know how I'd be getting. Do you know Apache? Okay, so Apache Pizza, yeah. I've had one of their pizzas. They were fucking unreal. But the only thing is, once more, I'm a cheap cunt, right? So the thing is, like when I do get chipper, I'm kind of going for like the curry chip type of vibe, you know. So wherever does me the cheapest curry chip, that's where I go. You know, like I'm so weird because every time I get like fast food, I always order the same thing. Like every single time I go to a Chinese, it's a spice bag or a munch box, no in between. I've never ordered anything else up a Chinese, you know. And then a chipper, it always has to be a curry chip. You know, I mean, the odd time I've done like, oh, a curry cheese chip or whatever, but well, that's clearly something one for my personal life or whatever. But yeah, she's sound out. She's nice to be fair, like to be fair to her. Yeah, that's a bit horrifying. But sure look but sure look, that is actually horrifying. Yeah, no, she sound out to be fair to her, like yeah, I'd honestly much prefer talk to her than like most of the people in our school. So yeah. Yeah. But like overall, life's been chill. You know, I'm kind of like scraping money together at the moment. But yeah. and I'm just waiting to graduate because like I have a lot has changed about my life, which I cannot like, which I like cannot talk about till I'm like done my leaving cert. Opinions on that's terrifying, but yeah, I'm just gonna ignore that. Yeah, but um, yeah, no, but like a lot has absolutely changed about my life, whatever, in a very like positive manner. And so like the only thing is like financially speaking, I'm fucking skint. I'm fucking broke right now, you know. But that's like a short term problem, you know. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be working full time. I'll have my gap year or whatever. Then I'm just gonna like build my savings up, you know, and just kind of see where life takes me. Like what I've actually been really interested into getting into is kind of like stocks or whatever. Like my best friend, nicknamed my rock or whatever. Like honestly, I feel like I need to stop describing him the way I do because people actually like so many people think we're together, but it's like it's actually not like that. It's not like that at all. But yeah, like my best friend, he's really into stocks or whatever. And I think I'm going to get him to show me how to do stocks. And is your name actually Miss Baguette? Like, like if you go to my birth cert right now, do you actually think that's what's going to be on my birth cert? You know? Well, there's just a random Donny from my school here, so like respectfully, please don't dox me. You know, listen, I probably, you know. Okay, how did I pick that name? Right. Okay, so this is going to go into lore from around 3 years ago, right? So, it was originally a wee baguette because I don't want to admit why I have why I okay. So basically, okay, this is so cringy. This is so cringy, right? So this was probably like 4 years ago, right? And I had a Discord account. You know, I like honestly, this is I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself right now. But and then I really liked French and I was really obsessed with learning French at the time. So I was like, as a joke, I was like, we baguette for it. And then when I first set up the channel, right, it was I went under we baguette. But then this French Donny or like this French fella or whatever, every time he was like doing paragraphs about like he was doing paragraphs in my comments, he always called me Miss McGett. And then do you know what? I was like, oh yeah, do you know what? Miss Baguette's a nice name. I like that. So then I switched from Wee Baguette to Miss Baguette. And it just kind of stuck, I suppose. You know? Nothing to be terrified of. Eh. You never know. I'm really bad socially. Well, yeah, no, I am definitely autistic. So you are a human being, so you terrify me. You know? Yeah. To whoever said say hi. Hi. I'll try to even get a no there. There. Nogi says hi. Hi. Oh hello. Do you know like the person who said hello Nisha have so I actually recognize you from the comments, so I really appreciate all the comments like you've like sent me or whatever. Cause yeah, don't leak your name. No, actually, no. No. Thanks a lot for that. But I've said my name in videos or whatever. Like when I first started this channel or whatever, I did want my name to be anonymous. But then I kind of just like decided, well, like when the whole like YouTube channel got like leaked around the school, I was like, sure, look, it's already fucking leaked. It don't really matter anyway. But yeah, like my name is Nisha. You know. Oh my god. Can we? I mean, you can drop like I wouldn't recommend dropping my location. Like I really wouldn't recommend it, but like it doesn't really affect me either because I'm after moving. So I mean, you can if you want, but I don't live around there anymore. So go ahead, like it won't affect me. Like got to go, but nice chatting to you. Yeah, see you, lad. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so just gap year away from school, like ideal. Yeah, so like I'm away from school. Gonna do a gap year, whatever. Happy out. Yeah, life's decent. Yeah. No, but like it is funny how like quickly life can change. Really, you know. Overall, I'm happy out though. Like everything, things have taken like a positive twist in my life. Took about fucking time, so you know, lot of, a lot, a lot of shitty times. A lot of shitty times. It's almost like not every fucking video. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so tired. Oh my god, my dad left me, and oh my god, my mom's like evil, and all that. It's like it's almost like not a repeat of the same shit I'm talking about. But then see, at the same time, there's like so much I can't get into for reasons I just can't get into a lot of stuff, and I don't feel like that. But like honestly, I feel like I was like dwelling way, way, way too much in the past. You know, you know. So I feel like obviously what did happen to me has shaped me into the person I am today. You know, but I feel like I need to like take a step back from it. I really need to talk about like the new shit in my life. Hello to the people who've just joined there. And yeah, like honestly, I feel like the side to me you've seen is very, what you're gonna realize is I'm cringe, but like I'm self-aware and I don't necessarily care if I'm cringe. I do the thing, like I originally called it like the Labrador and the Pitbull, but I just say with my best friend I was like, oh serious Nisha, crackhead Nisha. Because he's like, Jenny, if he actually saw me sometimes, you'd actually think I'm on something. Like, people have genuinely asked me, like, are you on something? And I'm like, no, I'm just happy. Like, leave me alone. But, yeah, so, like, I feel like a lot of what I share on here is very, like, hyper serious and me, all that. But the reality is, in my personal life, I'm not like that either. Like, it kind of depends. Like, I do like having, like, the whole, like, philosophy talks and all that stuff and just be like, oh yeah, this is what happened, and all that. Like honestly, if you look at some of my messages with some of my friends or whatever, like you'd honestly think we're like, it's like we're trying to find out the meaning of life and we're having like mental breakdowns. But then with like other people, I'm just like joking the whole time. But then I notice like a lot of those friendships where I'm just happy and like always joking, I feel like they're a lot more shallow. So I think it's all about balance, really. You know, and as I more think about it, I feel like I was probably meant to be like a really bubbly, jokey person, but then like kind of fucking, I suppose what I've done research into is the fact that like trauma actually does make you like get it like another type of personality. It's kind of like it's the personality you adapt into and develop to try to survive. I feel like that's my hyper serious side. Like I'm gonna be honest, like for a good few years, like I was the most serious cunt known to man. Like I'm gonna be honest, like I would smile, and I would laugh and stuff, like I would crack that joke, but like I'd only do that if I knew you. You know. But then like at the same time, hello to whoever just said hi to me there. Yeah, but it's funny how life works. It works in mysterious ways. But do you know what? I'm happy with the situation I am in at the moment. I'm very happy with it. You know? And my opinions on some people from my personal life has like heavily, heavily changed. But surprisingly in a good way. I feel like a lot of the time I try to like simplify it and no, I think this person's a bad person. But the reality is most of us are just complex. And a lot of the people I've encountered are mentally ill. To just keep it up front. And I suppose I'm trying to be more compassionate about that. You know. Whew. Jesus Christ, I don't want to fucking inherit. I hope I don't end up with whatever fucking mental illness is roaming around my family though, but sure, look it. If I do, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to fucking face the music, I suppose, if that's the phrase, and probably like hop on some medication, and then all the side effects will just like cripple my my health and my sanity and all that, and yeah, you know, yeah. But I don't know. I'm kind of happy with where this. Like, I've always like viewed this type of thing as like a passion project. So I am actually happy with where this passion project like has led me to, because honestly, how I've always viewed this is kind of just like as a log of my feelings, you know. And I don't know. It's nice to look at. Like, I feel like a lot of my own videos, they're all like unlisted and private, because I don't like. I personally, I don't. They were shit. They were shit. Like, honestly, I don't have the production value that I actually desire at the moment. But then, like, this isn't a priority of mine either at the moment. You know, like, eventually, I like, especially when my leaving cert's over, I will spend a lot more time on this. But it's nice to just look back and be like, oh, at this certain date, this is what I thought. Oh, at this certain date. And it's a good way to assess how I've changed as a person, because my personality and how my brain works is forever fluid. Like, I'm going to, like, every couple of months, like, the way I think changes. You know, and that's just because like I mature more, I get more life experience, stuff like that. And then, you know, and like a lot of the beliefs I used to have, I would not have them anymore. And I feel like I really have changed as a person, you know, and I do miss some things about my previous self or whatever, like for me from a couple of years back. But to be honest with you, I'm the healthiest I've ever been, you know. And I am self-aware enough to do admit I am a toxic piece of shit sometimes. And I said, no, I'm self aware enough to realize that. But I've kind of fixed myself in the whole like friendship like aspect, you know. But like romantically, I've done some stuff I'm not proud of. But sure, look at hey, that's the past, you know. And do you know what they say? What I've noticed is it's always like the traumatized people who always find each other. You know, like even in the friendship setting, like if someone is heavily fucking traumatized, they're most likely to like be friends with people with trauma. You know, it's kind of funny. It's kind of just normalcy. Like, oh, yeah, you're fucked up. I am too. Let's run off into the sunset. You know, and maybe I just simplify things too much, and maybe my head just doesn't stop, and maybe I wish I could just like eventually stop thinking. But sure, look it, I am who I am. Yeah, I feel like there is a certain level of irony of me doing this whole thing, because I used to be such a fucking private person. But then at the same time, the reason I had to be such a ghost on social media is because, like, I am being stalked to this day. Which honestly, lads, I don't really recommend it. You know, eh? Yeah, yeah, lads, don't fucking recommend it, lads. But sure, look at people. Yeah, I was gonna like take this a twist on my fucking egotistical shit, but hi, don't touch my meds. Eh, they're calling me like a druggie. Oh, I won't touch your meds. Like, times aren't that rough, okay? Like, listen, if your meds were like caffeine pills, I probably would take them because I fucking love caffeine. But like, I don't want any other fucking meds. Like, if it's a fucking caffeine, oh, oh, not that. But if it was like a caffeine tab, like I would steal that. Oh my god, like me and caffeine, I actually need to be stopped with caffeine. I actually need to be stopped. Don't touch any meds. I mean, caffeine, if it's a caffeine pill, that isn't necessarily medication. So I can take caffeine. Caffeine. You don't do them, so you're just useless. You know, you come into my life without offering caffeine pills. I see how it is. I see how it is. You know? But yeah. Oh, lads, there's something about a fucking Chris Monster and a Chris Red Bull. Like, generally speaking, I like my life could be falling apart, and I mean, like, I could genuinely, my life could be so shit. I'm considering killing myself and hanging myself. But then, generally, if I just crack open like a monster or something like that, I'm like, you know what? Life is worth living, you know. And maybe it's a bit concerning how I found a certain meaning of happiness and stuff like that is true caffeine and true energy drinks. But sure, look at whatever makes me happy. Like, no, because I've always had this thing. I've always had a caffeine addiction. I took like a year break and I always go back to it. But hey, listen, a couple of years back, I could have been, well, I couldn't have been, like, you wouldn't have considered me an alcoholic. But I was using alcohol to numb my feelings, but I shouldn't have been doing such things. But sure, look at, I don't drink now, so that's what matters. Red Bull junkie. I see. The thing is, I'd much prefer Monster, but I like Monster too much to the point where I'm trying to switch to Red Bull, just because if I drink Red Bull instead, then I know I'll buy less of it. I'll drink less of it, and like I would like the odd iced coffee or whatever, but like I don't. But like at the same time, I don't really. I'm kind of lazy when it comes to some aspects of my life, and I don't feel like making a coffee. Like it just doesn't scream out to me. I think it's just because I used to have to make my mum a lot of fucking. I used to make my mum's coffees, and something about I just don't want to be the type of person who likes coffee. Just because that's something I saw with my mum. Like she used to have 7 cups of coffee a day, and it's so like something like I like it's something like it's so stupid because you can't like obviously many millions of people around the world, billions around the world like love having coffee. So that isn't something just my mum likes. But something I associate with her, so I don't want to associate myself with that either just because fuck that cunt, like, just keeping it real, like. But then at the same time, when you start like that's like the way I think about that is like really stupid because there is probably like fucking like murderers and pedophiles who love monsters and Red Bulls and stuff like that, but I'll still drink them, like, so kind of stupid fucking way of thinking, but hey, I'm self-aware enough to realize that, you know, hey, yeah. But I actually am trying to like kind of stay away from energy drinks as best as I can. Whoa, why you say that about your mum? Eh, let's just say our relationship is non-existent. Yeah, yeah. What's the story with me? I probably should have killed myself years ago, but I'm still here, so say that's my story, really. Yeah. Kind of happy I'm still here, though. Yeah. I suppose I actually have people I want to live for. Yeah, I do. I do have people I love a lot. You know? Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know, like, when people ask me, like, oh, how's your day, or, like, stuff like that, I don't necessarily know how to answer, and I don't, and, like, especially, like, when someone asks me, like, something like, how are you feeling? I don't know how to answer those type of questions because, like, I'm not good at my feelings. Like, you know, like, especially, like, if you've listened to me long enough, you would know, like, I am in therapy. And, like, a main thing, my therapist, she just wants me to, like, say emotion down. She just wants me to say it, like, emotion. And I'm like, I I don't want to do that. You know, like I could genuinely be sitting down in the chair and I'll like genuinely be like, I'll say everything and I'll say, oh, this happened, this is how it affected me, this is how it made me grow and all this. And then she's like, oh, say say an emotion, you know? And I'm like, I can't do that, because I don't know, like if I like emotions are scary, emotions are painful. I don't like admitting I have them, you know. Genuinely. No, but yeah, I probably should start like reconnecting with my emotions more. I definitely should. You know, like I actually like see the ironic part is for someone who tries to avoid my emotions so much, I actually am a very emotional person. Like I like some this is like a stupid memory or whatever. I had this plant and I named him Tom. His exact name was like Tom William. And I had like I'm gonna miss. I had like this stupid obsession with this plant or whatever. I watered him every day. I honestly think I used talk to fucking Tom William the plant. I had drew Tom William the plant up on my door as well, like with pastels and everything. And then when he had died, I had just like broke down crying because like his little stem had went like that. And he had full on died. You know. Where'd you get the plant? Honestly, I don't know. I know. I think I got a pot and soil and everything. And I'd like planted it, but I don't know. I think it was like a project from my primary school or something like that. I don't really remember, but I just remember really caring about the plant, you know, and it died. Yeah, I suppose that is the cycle of life. You care about things and then they die, and then you get sad, and then you eventually die, and then people are sad you died. Yeah, I mean, I suppose some people die and people aren't sad that they're dead, but I am so socially shit. Did I watch the Limerick match? No. GA is not my thing. You know, like listen, I don't really give a fuck what makes people happy, but honestly, I don't watch rugby, don't watch hurling, don't even. You could honestly ask me like, oh, all that. You could ask me. I don't have a clue to be honest. I don't have a clue about hurling or anything like that. I'm actually shocking. I don't own a jersey. I don't. GA ain't my thing. Cup of tea, I would be on. I know I would be fan of cup. Like I would be a fan of cup of tea. Hot chocolate would also be nice, but it kind of just depends. I'd be more of a cup of person myself. Like, but sure, look at. Yeah. Who do you support in football? Like, I'm not. I'm actually being dead serious. I support no one. I think I've watched around one football match in my life, and I'm actually being dead serious. And I don't even remember who played it. I think it was like Liverpool and someone else, but like, so like, see, the thing is, I could just throw out like a random name or something like that, but I don't like. I just don't give a shit about it. You know. Like, listen, whatever floats your boat, like whoever you support, whatever, sure, I'll just say I'll support them, but like, I genuinely just don't watch it. You know. Yeah. Maybe that's why I don't like fit in with Irish people, just because like I'm not into the whole GA thing. But sure, look at it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, does it? We all like have interests in different things. You know. Whew. I don't know. Oh my god, I was talking to someone or whatever, and and then they started telling me how they like poetry, and they showed me their tattoo, and I was like, oh, I like poetry, and I was like, yeah, life is looking up, life's looking up, but like, I really like. I really like people who have similar interests to me. Like I do get on with people who have different interests than me, obviously. But it's nice to have mutual interests. Like I love finding people who read poetry in their free time, who like especially the people who are into philosophy. I absolutely love them. Just the people I can have deep conversations with. Like those are my type of people. Like I genuinely want to sit down with someone and be like, what's your opinion on religion? Like, oh, do you think, and all this? And then I want to bring up like another topic, what's your opinion on nihilism? And what's your opinion on like Arthur Schopenhauer? What's your opinion on like Karl Marx and all that? And I want to bring up stuff like that and get like people's opinion. Because what I really want to do is I really just want to like get to know people, and like I always view people as like an onion layer or whatnot. And like I want to like slowly start peeling back the skin and like the fucking layers of the onion, or whatever. You know. I really am obsessed with like the whole metaphor about people and onions, but I think it's just such a good metaphor, especially to describe myself. And it's just basically just saying like, oh, people are complex, they have a lot of layers and all that, and just like peeling them back. And the thing about the onion, like an onion, is you don't realize how many layers there is. You know, Do you know what? I'd love to like. One of my favorite shows ever is UK Shameless, and I wish what I want to find is someone who loves UK Shameless on the level that I love UK Shameless. Like no one willingly watches that when I recommend it to it. And honestly, it kind of hurts my feelings. No one willingly has ever watched it when I've recommended it, and that kind of hurts my feelings, you know? And I've watched all 11 seasons, you know. And I swear, okay, and with some parts, it's obviously when the budget went to shit and when, like, it was very obvious, it was probably a shit show to act on because, like, all the actors, like, just started disappearing or whatever. But, like, oh my God, I loved, I loved UK Shameless with all my heart. Which country are you from? So, I am from Ireland. Yes. I am also on planet Earth. Yes. And I could just be an AI bot or, you know, but sure, okay. I'm not gonna give you my Minecraft coordinates. I'm very sorry about that, but sure, look it. Eh, yeah. Nah. That don't matter. Yeah, my Minecraft coordinates are gonna remain anonymous. No wonder I got bullied. No, Chili, you're telling me I went through this many years of the education system and not one of those teachers tried to get me like tested for autism? You know, like the amount of my friends who's like, it's like they'll just call me fucking autistic, and I'm like, wow, I haven't even been diagnosed. And they're like, you should have, and I was like, I know you're right, but like for fuck's sake, you know. And my phone is on 10%, so let me just go plug. Voila, plugged in. Whew. Yeah, I was meant to get diagnosed with autism, Jenny, and then my mom didn't want to pay for it because it was like a grand to get like officially diagnosed. My two sisters got diagnosed with it, but just when it came around to me, it just wasn't worth getting officially diagnosed for, I suppose. But sure, look at it. Yeah, you know, I was on the Thai show on 2022. What type of reaction am I meant to have to that? I hope you saw some cool toys. Yeah, I, I, I probably have watched the Thai show before, but I haven't watched it. I might have watched it once, but I completely don't know what happened on it. I assume isn't it just like a fella showing kids toys? Yeah, yeah. When I say it like that, it sounds a bit dodgy, but like I know it's like innocent and harmless, you know. Yeah, but yeah, fair. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Funny how life goes, though. Yeah. And now I don't necessarily really know what to talk about. You know, I feel like, yeah, low key just kind of want sleep. Even though, like, I'm not going to sleep until, like, probably, like, 1 a.m., even though, like, I have an exam tomorrow. But, like, sure, look it, you know. Yeah. I suppose it is kind of like the simple things in life, you know, like a good conversation. Like, my best friend, like every single time I'm on call with him or something like that. Actually, to be fair, when I called him last night, he did not have a cup of coffee and he did not have a cigarette, to be fair to him. But he, genuinely speaking, every single other time I've called the man, he's genuinely there. He's like, he's always, I need to make a cup of coffee, shut the fuck up. And then he's like, oh, he's like sending me like photos of his like cup of coffee and a cigarette. And I was like, okay, do you know what? Because we all have that like little guilty pleasure of ours. You know, like mine is just caffeine, you know. Eh. I mean, basically everyone in this country vapes, which we're looking. I don't really care what people do in their free time, but that's not my thing, you know. Plus, I don't like. I could not spend that much money on them, you know. Like I'm not gonna be like I'm not gonna fucking lie in here and be like, oh my god, I've never took a pull and I've never done any of this, but like I just willingly can't go around like I willingly can't go around fucking, like, oh, I can't go up to a counter and be like, oh my god, I don't even know the flavor. Oh, like raspberry ice or some shit like that. Like I willing, like, listen, I'm okay with being cringe, but I like there's some stuff I refuse to do in my lifetime. You know, you know, and cigarettes. I mean, I'll have the odd one. You know, I fully quit alcohol because I just decided every single time I get drunk nowadays, something bad happens. So me and alcohol, we say no. But if someone offers me a cigarette, I'm gonna fucking take that shit. You know. But I've never bought my own pack. I've never bought a vape. You know, like we all have our vices. Nicotine isn't really my thing. Just on the occasion. You know. Does anyone have any questions for me? Because I feel like I'm gonna end up dipping in like a second or two, just because I kind of want to like sleep. Even though I'm not gonna end up sleeping, I'm probably just gonna end up like calling someone or something. You know. Yeah, fair. I love how when I went on saying the whole thing about like having fucking like autism, just like no one's like no one was like no Nisha you don't because I'm very obviously on the spectrum. But look at it, you know, being unique is something that is um it's something I would highly value. You know, just ignore me. I'm just yeah, just ignore me. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Lads, I'm gonna leave it here. I appreciate everyone who's come on to this. And yeah, no Minecraft locations. Bye bye lads, have a lovely